Jailbird flirt who wants to get knocked up in lockup? Convicted murderer and alleged stone-cold sociopath Jodi Arias has spent over a decade behind bars, but she hasn't changed a bit. Here's why. Convicted of brutally killing her once-again off-again boyfriend Travis Alexander in 2008, Jodi Arias has been behind bars since the start of her trial in 2013.
To this day, I can hardly believe I was capable of such violence.
Still, despite her notoriety and the stomach-turning nature of her crimes, it appears that Arias has had no trouble attracting friends and allies in the clink.
There were a couple officers, she would flirt with and fly her hair with.
One of those was a fellow county jail prisoner, Tracy Brown, who told Inside Edition about her friendship with the killer. Arias even gave Brown and other prisoners tattoos with pencil lead, one of which bears Jodi's name.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Brown revealed that Arias flirted with prison guards to get what she wanted. She also told the outlet that Arias once confessed to planning to kill someone, but not Travis Alexander. Brown says Jodi's intended target was a woman that Arias claimed was in a relationship with Alexander.
She went there hoping to find this other woman and kill her.
Toward the end of the Jodi Arias murder trial, her defense largely rested on her claims that Alexander had been abusive during their relationship. Arias argued that on the day of Alexander's murder, he had become aggressive toward her, after which she shot him in self-defense. The story was largely dismissed by the judge and jury, with the press characterizing her as a calculating killer and compulsive liar. Tracy Brown told Inside Edition she agreed with that characterization.
She will use you to get what she wants, and when she's done with you, she will throw you away.
Arias made headlines during her trial when she reportedly began raising money for victims of domestic violence by selling so-called survivor t-shirts. Behind bars, Arias has continued to portray herself as a victim of domestic violence, garnering a number of allies and supporters. Radar Online reported that rapper Kareem "Lefty" Williams visited Arias multiple times at Perryville Prison in Arizona. Calling her his little sister, Williams allegedly insisted that Arias is suffering from PTSD as a result of her relationship with Alexander, adding, "Jodi is not the monster everybody thinks she is." Kareem "Lefty" Williams released a song in support of Arias called Jodi Arias, which plateaued at less than 5,000 views on YouTube. Williams allegedly recalled a visit with Arias where he spoke to her via telephone, telling her that the song made them the two most hated people on the internet. According to Radar Online, Arias reportedly responded, "It's all good. If this is what it is like to be hated, then keep hating. I've had so much love coming in my direction I can't even respond to it now." The love she was talking about comes in the form of letters, with Williams claiming Arias receives up to 70 a day. Since being jailed, Arias has also focused on visual art, launching a website for selling her work, including a self-portrait in a prison yard. She also continues to plan an appeal against her conviction. The previous attempt to have her conviction overturned failed in 2020. Arias was back on the front page of the tabloids in 2016 when details leaked that she had reportedly made a love connection behind bars. According to In Touch, Arias had developed a relationship with an Iowa man named Ben Ernst, and the two planned to get married. Since coming into contact with Ernst, Arias reached out to Maria de la Rosa, an ally and mitigation specialist, to whom she explained in a written message, "Ben can't come visit, so here's what he needs to do. If we marry, then he can petition a court to grant us visitation." In the letter, she goes on to claim that the couple could then enjoy conjugal rights, compounding earlier rumors that Arias was attempting to get pregnant behind bars. More than a decade on from her murder conviction and life sentence without the possibility of parole, the once intriguing case of Jodi Arias has ceased to be the headline news it once was, and little is heard from Arias directly. While she once had a fairly active Twitter account with the handle Jodi Arias Updates, the page seems to have been abandoned since 2017. It had been reported to be operated by one of her close allies, who made occasional posts on what the killer had been up to behind bars, including what she was reading and her latest art project. Arias, who once dreamt of being a professional photographer and infamously took photos of the murder scene, remains a mere hobby sketch artist. Her website, however, Art by Jodi Arias, contains some of the most revealing biographical information about the killer outside of her case notes. In her bio, which contains a November 2022 photograph of her in what looks like an orange prison uniform, she recalls that following her conviction, she planned on writing a memoir, which she would then give to family before taking her own life. However, she now claims that she is content to live out her sentence, noting, "The horrors I have overcome have deepened my appreciation for a life I once contemplated throwing away." If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.